The August 24th meeting of the Transportation Committee will now come to order. Madam Clerk, could you please call a roll?
Mr. Baroth? Here. Mr. Cassetti? Here. Chairman Colby?
Here.
Mr. Daniele is excused. Mr. Gamble is excused. Mr. Howland is excused. Mr. Lee? Here. Mr. Monroe is excused. Mr. Rocco? Here. President Adair?
Here. Thank you. Does anyone sign up for public forum?
There is not.
Is there anyone present that would like to address this committee at this time? Seeing none, next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes. The July 27th minutes of the Transportation Committee are before you. They stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. Next item is on the agenda is new business. Madam Clerk.
Referral 11-206.
Moved by Cassetti, second by Mr. Rocco. Is there any questions? Mr. Baroth.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through the Chair to the Administration, I just have one question regarding the public meeting that was held on March 22nd, 2011, and that is, were there any attendees, and if so, approximately how many, and if there was a spirited discussion or not?
Through you, Mr. Chair, there was attendees. It was a good turnout. I don't have the numbers of that turned out. We don't always count them. And we had discussions. They had questions on the detour route that we were using, as well as the impact of some of the businesses around there. But I think we addressed their comments, and there's a convenient detour route right next to the existing road that does not take people too far out of their way. So I think all in all, I have not heard of any other, been informed of any other big issues that they've contacted us about.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item.
Referral 11-207.
Moved by Mr. Cassetti, second by Mr. Rocco. Any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item, please.
Referral 11-209.
Moved by Mr. Rocco, second by Mr. Cassetti. Any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Is there any other matters to come before this committee? Mr. Lee, Legislator Lee.
Through the Chair to the Administration, I've had some concerns. I've had some citizens come to me in behalf of the speed bumps in the city. And Barton Street, Madison Street were a couple of the streets that they mentioned that have recently had speed bumps. I tried to get speed bumps on Seward Street near 19 School, and there was petitions gotten because of the concern of the school and safety matters. What I'd like to know is what's the process to obtaining speed bumps, because we did the traffic study, and I think the report came back that there weren't enough traffic going up and down the street to warrant speed bumps, but the other two streets are less traveled. So could someone address that matter for me?
Through the Chair, although we are the traffic engineers for the city, and I can speak on some aspects of it, it's really a city engineering decision on speed humps. It's a geometric feature, it's not a traffic feature, so it comes down to a decision by them. In terms of some of the criteria that is looked at for speed humps, and I say why I keep saying humps, not bumps. A hump is something that is it's about 3 inches high, over a distance of about 12 feet, compared to a bump is what you might see more in a parking lot that you have to really come to a stop for because it's about a foot high. The idea behind a hump is that you space them out adequately and keep people at a constant speed. We do collect data for the city if there's a request made by us by the city to see if what the speed is, but there's other criteria that goes into it besides just what the speed of traffic is. It's also the type of traffic that may use the road, i.e. if there's a lot of buses. If it's a bus route, that is not something that just takes it right off the mark. So if, not necessarily a school bus route, because there's school buses everywhere, but a bus route, an RTS bus route, as well as if there's other side streets that could be convenient that somebody just might move the traffic over to, and now you're just causing a problem on another side street if you put speed humps there. They do look at what the speed of traffic is and what the volume is, but it's not that it has to reach a certain volume. If it reaches a certain volume, then you don't put them in. On a higher volume road, you would not put speed humps in. That's why you don't see them on county roads. They're more for local residential type streets. So there's a bunch of criteria that is put in, some of it being looking at what the speed is, and you should have the city speed limit of 30. You need to have, I think the number off the top of my head is somewhere about the 85th percentile speed should be about 35 or more, which means 85% of the traffic's traveling at 35 or lower. That's one of the things. So that's one of the if it doesn't get to that speed, it's really not a problem, and so it doesn't. They don't even go forward. If it meets the criteria that the city has developed and that we've been involved in, then it would go back to the public and have them sign a petition, and the city would look to install them at some opportunity. But as I said, it is a city decision. I think it's right on their website what the criteria is that go. If I can get that for you if you want, or you can contact Paul Houlihan or Jim McIntosh at City Hall, and they would have that information.
Okay. Through the Chair's administration, I would appreciate if you could get that for me so I can at least go to the block club meeting and address those matters with the residents.
I will get that information to the esteemed Mr. Helfer.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Any other questions? There being no further business of the August 24th meeting of the Transportation Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Transportation Committee is scheduled for September 26th at 5:30. Thank you.